Hi there, folks, and welcome to another episode of Michael in the Backyard. Here we are with Big Mo. Well, Big Mo's got another leak, and it's nice because things won't rust, but it's not nice when it costs, you know, $20 a gallon for hydraulic fluid to be just losing it. And the leak is on the other side. We're gonna get over here and show you what I'm dealing with, and I'm gonna see if I can fix it. So what's leaking here is this joint right here. It's either leaking here to here, which I don't think it is. This is a JIC fitting, I'm pretty sure. But I think we got an O-ring fitting here. Well, not an O-ring. I take that back. We've got a taper lock thread here. And I think that's where my problem's originating at this moment in time. So we're gonna go ahead. Everything else is dry up here except for this one joint here. And when you're tilted up, it runs this way. When you're tilted down, it runs that way. It's just wet everywhere. It's a mess. Now I've taken all the pressure off the bucket. Misguessed twice. Yup. Ow. Nope. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break this loose first. See if I can spin it off of there. Then I'll deal with the other end of things. Whoops. Because this one's the one that will spin while I keep dropping everything. Just gotta be careful not to stand up and bonk my head. I'm gonna back this off now. Yep, some dumb moron put this on without any thread tape. What kind of waterhead does that? I was suspicious that that might be the case. And sure enough it is. I gotta get me some of that blue thread tape I hear people bragging about. It's like the best, the best. Now some of you might be saying, well, Michael, every time you run it, you gotta work on it. Well, there's a certain degree of that's true. Come on, it's 48 years old. It's got almost 4,000 hours on it. Still starts up and runs great. Hoses and fittings over time will deteriorate and leak. I expected that. That doesn't shock me one bit. I'm not worried about that at all. So the good news is, I'm gonna fire it up and see if it leaks, and we'll take her down to the old pond and we're gonna do some more digging. I'll show you guys what I got going on down there. Well, let's fire it up and see if she stays dry. All right, the good news is we got some things fixed. So this thing moves freely now. I've got this lubed up, so, and I use some of that, what do you want to call it? You know what to call it. This stuff. I lubed everything up with this water-resistant silicone lubricant, so that spins like the wind now, baby. So we're going to slide this back to the middle just so I can get it back in. That thing's heavy. And then the other thing we fixed is this joker right here. The spring had come loose. Now I got a shock absorber seat, and I'll show you what I had to do. It has two heavy springs down in here, and it had a plastic knob here that was overmolded onto this thing so you could adjust the spring tension. Well, I just put one of these, drilled a hole in it, a couple of washers, put some tension on it. We'll see if we need to tighten it up anymore once I get in it. I also slid this up approximately 2 to 3 inches. Stop it. 2 to 3 inches, at least 2.5 maybe. So we got about 3.5 more inches of height out of it. This seat now is going to be up a little higher. We'll see how it fits. I can always easily loosen these two here and drop it down there 3 inches. But that's going to be pretty easy to do. Now I'm going to get you in the cab. And I've got this all vacuumed out now. It had so much stuff in it. There's a whole bunch of garbage up in here. There's a big old filter that goes in there. When that comes in, I'll show you that filter. And that filter is designed. It's a cabin air filter. Who would have thought? Back in 1975, Ford had a cabin air filter. All right, we're going to switch stands and get you a magnet stand, and we'll go from there. There's where the seat goes. We'll put the base in first. Those things are heavy to put together. Well, that's going to be so nice. That thing moves like that. Everything is so heavy. Goodness. Oh, gracious. This thing was ahead about, where was that mounted? Yeah. I want to bring it all the way back, I think. Whoa. Actually, it's not. Ouch. That's hard on a GoPro. Oh, I never. I put 2 test bolts in it this time to make sure I didn't lose control. Oh, that's much better. Let's see if that goes back even further. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got adjustment there now. What about when we spin around here? Oh, much better. I can spin around without banging my knees. And I can sit here and run this thing. Much better. And then if I want to, I can always bring her ahead. Oh, that is much better. Huge, huge difference. The only difference is I've got to drill some holes in the base. I'm cranking up some more spring tension here. Oh yeah, much better. It just, by having it offset, I can swing around. Before it was too crowded, plus the metal. I'll get you down here and show you real quick. What was happening, where the seat was positioned, is this metal piece was sticking out behind the seat. And when you go to swing around, you know, you had this metal piece in your way. And then that was too far forward. I couldn't come back any further. That fits me much better. Downside, I got to drill a hole here. This still clears the steering wheel too, and a hole here. So let's get our punches out and mark it. Got my handy dandy transfer punches here. Oh, perfect size. Got the heater fan going in the background. It's that time of year again. It's cold outside. I got the shop set at 60 degrees. It's gonna keep it at 60. Doesn't need to be any warmer than that, that's for sure. This old boy likes the cooler stuff. Well, what happened next in this video and where the rest of this footage is gonna come from, fortunately, it was recovered. And what happened to a GoPro camera should never happen to a GoPro camera, but accidents do happen. What you're currently witnessing is the video from my GoPro Hero 11. Now I'm going to get you down here and show you what happened to my 12. Then I explain to you what you're getting ready to see next and what's upcoming. Accidents happen. That's all I can say. Let's take a look at my camera. Okay, not the paint cans, but the camera. Here's a camera that's only about 2 months old. Magnetic base, still strong. Okay. Take a look at that. What happened is I was trying to get you guys some really cool screenshots and off the backhoe, and I'm now going to have those shots, I do believe, at least most of them. This was magnetically held onto the front of my bucket of not the backhoe bucket, but the other bucket. My poor GoPro fell off the front sometime during the operation. There's dirt everywhere. And it was buried. It got literally buried in the dirt. And it's made a mess out of things. Good news is, it looks and appears to be all intact. This is buried. I'll show you the spot here. Walk out here right now. Now, I got some good friends around me, that's for sure. Some people I work with will help me out with just about anything, anytime. They're really good people. One of them you met's K6 Outdoors. I want to give a shout out to a guy named Skylar Davis. He's actually going to start up a YouTube channel here before too long. He's got some interesting stuff. He's moving to an acreage. He's got a couple of Model Ts that he plays around with. And he says, hey, I got a metal detector. You want to borrow it? I'm like, man, I think I'll just buy one. I won't put you out. Hell, he had it in my hands within 2 hours. So I brought it out here and literally found this camera in, let's just call it 30 seconds. It took me longer to walk out here than it took me to find it. Now, literally, I was trying to find, I guess not literally because it wasn't a needle and it wasn't in a haystack, but the proverbial saying is trying to find a car in a parking lot, needle in a haystack, apple in a pineapple tree. I don't know what I'm saying, but I walked right out here and I took the wand right here as we were standing. I started going, as soon as I stepped down here, right down here, I started waving it back and forth. Where was my spot at? Hang on. Oh, yeah. So I was walking right here, just like this. And I walked, and I was just kind of like, see, here's the whole area that I had been digging. And I just moved a lot of dirt here. But I just walked right down this path and was waving this back and forth. And boom, this little depression right here is where it was. It went blink, 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 blink. I'm like, what, really? I took my shoe and did like this and saw it sitting there. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Because it had fallen off in the bucket, had over here, dumped it. I had drug it backwards, the dirt pile backwards, and it ended up right there. So I thought it was going to be on a whole nother search and rescue video where I had to dig all this back out over here and dump it carefully to try to find it. But the GoPro gods were with me on that moment in time because zeroed right in on it. So didn't make a whole new video out of that trying to find my mistake. The good news is I've got it. I've got the video footage, should be recovered easily enough, because, and the camera, we'll power that on in a little bit after I clean it up and see if it still works. I'm hoping it still works. It should. Like I said, it didn't look like it got damaged in any way. We'll move forward from there, where it was buried, and I'll see if I can get the time lapse to let you know and pause it so you can see where it fell off. But yeah, this thing actually fell off and ran over with the bucket several times. I found it about 1 inch to 2 inches underneath the ground. And it's filthy. The good news, it's waterproof. The inside still looks spotless. And there's what I wanted to recover for sure, the SD card, because I lost footage that you guys wouldn't get to see otherwise. So I'm going to spend some time blowing this off with some air. We'll take this in the house and spray it off with some water, get this all cleaned up again. And then we'll power this back up because I know the battery was dead. It had to be dead. Fell off when it was running. And we'll see if she still works. Yep, sir. Now, some of you might be thinking, big deal. You dropped your camera up. You lost it. I thought I lost the whole camera. So what you don't understand, though, is the amount of money involved. And dudes, oh, thank you, Mr. Heater. Dudes, I'm not a rich dude at all. And this whole camera setup, everything you just saw here, was $500 worth. Between the camera, the media mod case, the battery, the SD chip, the Comica receiver, which I hope still works, because that was on top of the camera, and the swivel base, which is only like a $15 swivel base. But it's like, man, this is only 2 months old. You know, if the camera was a year old and I accidentally did something like that, I'd feel bad, but not as bad as when it's only like 2 months old. But the cool part is I got a hold of GoPro, and I started talking with their online chat services and told them what happened, and they said, well, you got to find the camera, you know, type of thing, and we might be able to help you out here or there because I subscribe to their stuff. And I get a discount, you know, by subscribing, you do get a discount on purchases. And I've been taking advantage of those discounts, and I just took advantage of that discount again yesterday, just for the simple reason, and this is not a sponsored video by GoPro, I just use GoPros to video my stuff. Like this camera here is the Hero 12 Black. It's the newest camera they have out, and it has a lot of great features, like the battery lasts almost 2 hours, and the batteries don't get hot. They get warm, but they don't get hot. Like the camera you're looking through right now, that battery after 40 minutes will be smoking hot at continuous use. And that can't be really good on the batteries to get them that hot all the time. So the 12 has got a lot better features. It Bluetooths to earbuds, it Bluetooths to your phone. It does other things, which is kind of cool. And it really saddened me to almost lose it. All right, we got the camera itself pretty cleaned up. She's no worse for the wear, it looks like, from the outside, but we're going to go ahead and put a chip in it. and put a battery in it and fire it up and see what happens. I've got the receiver mic charging up, so don't know the condition of this guy yet, but well, I guess I can go ahead and stick that in there. We use the external mic on it. Come on, baby, power up. Your GoPro turned off during the previous session because it ran out of battery and was buried alive. All right. Looks like the sound bar is working. It's using the mic out here. Yep. Let's go ahead and hit record. Hey, wake up, little buddy. How you doing? You had a dirt nap. We found you. Also the guy that put you in danger, but we rescued you now. All right. I can't tell you how tickled I am to see this back up and operational. Hallelujah. All right. That seems to work. We'll power it off. What did I just see there? Oh, it's right side up. Okay. Well, that's good news. I am so happy to see that. We'll go ahead and get this magnetic base cleaned up because this is handy to have in the tractor since there's absolutely nothing else to clamp on in the tractor with my clamps. And now we'll take this here, put it in the old computer machine and download it. And the rest of this video will be from here. And then we'll probably close it out and move on to the next project. But Big Mo is paying off big time. I moved 16 ton of rock with it. Got that all. You didn't get to see. You got to see me do maybe 2 scoops, I think it was, on the time lapse. And this thing was this was underground. I wanted to get all the rock moving on this, but I can't always wait till I got video capabilities to, you know. Sometimes you just got to get the job done. That's all there is to it. All right, we got some new pieces on the old Big Mo. He's been earning his keep lately. So what I did is I put a new flapper on top. The one that was up there didn't quite cover the whole hole on top. And I wasn't really tickled about that. So let's just start it up and see how it looks. Yeah, baby. Now, a guy told me, put it this direction so the wind blows it shut and the exhaust blows it open. So that's what I did. I listen to you folks. The other thing I'm having trouble with is a major hydraulic leak in this inner cylinder here. There's a cylinder, this has got a extend-a-hoe it's called, where this will telescope out another 3 feet or 4 feet or so. Well, the problem is, I think the hydraulic cylinder that's in here has some bad seals, or there's bad fittings, or there's something going on there, because I got some serious drippage. I just put 1.25 gallons, so 5 quarts of oil in the tank that I've lost over the last 5 to 6 hours of operation due to it leaking out primarily here. So somebody had put on here at some time some blocks on either side of this thing so they can lock it from going forward or backward. And I'm hoping by putting this big 1-inch pin in here that it will take the pressure off of that cylinder, because every time you dig, you pull or push or do anything with the bucket, it puts stress on that cylinder, which puts pressure on those hydraulic lines, which causes them to leak. Now, I will disassemble this and repair that. You're darn right I will, but not today. And I need a few more weeks of operation before I want to dig into that problem. So for now, we're going to go down I'm going to show you my progress on the pond, and we'll go from there. Let's talk about what we're trying to accomplish out here on this dig tonight. I have a trench that's about 5 to 6 feet deep right now, right here in the middle. Doesn't look like it on the camera. I've got it going that way. I've got to dig that out a little more that way. And then I'm gonna move over here. I've got this root from this tree. The roots from the trees are just incredibly stiff and not easy to break off. So what I got to do is I'm going to try to dig underneath it a little bit. And then my goal is over here, as you can see, I've got a pretty good pile started right here. This from where I'm standing right here down is probably a good 3 to 4 feet right now. My goal is to dig a trench that leads to the deepest part of the pond right now. That way I'm going to build this road up so I can keep working my way that way, but I'm going to start draining off a foot or two at a time if I can, so I can work my way into some dry area and get this pond drained. The goal on this pond is to dig it deeper and a little wider and build it up so that I can actually have a deeper pond. All these trees surrounding the pond will be gone. The silting in that happens due to the leaves and the vegetation and everything around this pond is just incredibly bad. And over the years, it's just getting worse and worse, and the mud around the edges stinks. So it doesn't make a good swimming pond at all. And as you can see, it's got duckweed on it. In the summertime, it's completely covered. I can't do anything aquatically to treat it because it's all up in the grassy edges and stuff, and it just, unless you kill it all, it will go back. It is very prolific for sure. So my goal tonight is to do some more digging in this area, and then we're going to go up to my shed and do some work up there on the shed where I parked Big Mo. We'll see if I can get you a neat little bucket shot here. There again, I've got the mic on so you'll be able to hear me. But what I'm going to try to do is dig with this thing and get you some good shots in here. I got the time-lapse camera up here as well, so trying to put together a pretty good video for you guys is the plan. Plus, we're going to see if by putting that pin in up there eliminates my leaks, so that the next time I run it for the next 5 to 7 hours, I don't lose 5 quarts of hydraulic fluid, which is expensive. Well, folks, there's a day in the life and the week of what happens to me sometimes. I try my hardest to get a lot done and get it done right, but accidents happen. Luckily, this one had a happy ending because of the... I found the GoPro and all of the accessories. We'll see if the receiver mic works. See, now, I did go ahead and order, but I didn't know if I was going to find this because I got to keep you guys' content coming. I got to keep it... I like to give you good quality content. You know, the dead cats on the mics, the Comica mics that I'm using, when the wind is outside, it does a great job of killing all that wind noise. So one thing I don't like when I'm out watching other videos, and I'm not knocking other people, they're doing what they can do, but when you hear the buffeting sound of the wind coming across the mic and them talking, and it's just like a whole bunch of other noise, it's distracting. I like to do my best, and it doesn't always happen. Give you the clear, clean sound that I can, and the best picture quality I can get you. But it all takes time, takes money, takes efforts. But that's why when I lost this 12, I thought I can't go without my 12. I got my 11, which you're watching me on right now, but the 12 just has that. It's that step up, right? And so I went ahead and ordered me all new stuff to replace everything I thought I'd lost. The good news is I also had a set of Comica mics and a receiver, a backup set of those already purchased because I really liked how these sound, and I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to go back to the microphone on the camera, the echoey sound of you being in a building. I wanted to give you some crisp, good clean sound. That's my goal. Give you some good solid entertainment, as it were. So let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know what I could do better, what you'd like to see more on old Big Mo. Big Mo is going to be a regular appearing character in upcoming videos. We got a lot of work to do on that pond. I don't know when I'm going to switch this over to Michael's backyard pond build, or Big Mo builds a pond, or tell me what you guys would like to see with the name of the series called, because it's going to go part 1, 2, 3, 4 until the pond is done. But there's also going to be some side stuff we do with old Big Mo too. I've got a chicken house to tear down. I got some concrete to get up. I got some dirt to move. I got rocks to move. There's so much more coming. There's the boss.
I just switched your dogs.
Oh, she's telling me she switched out my dogs.
Yeah.
So I switched to Lucy for a Mercury?
Yeah.
All right. Alrighty, super duper. She's let me know what my animals I have outside while I'm outside playing around. But she's back again. Oh, there's Toast and 3 other cats. The cats have been mice killing machines lately, which is perfect. Keeps all the mice out of my wires. But there we go, folks. If it ain't broke, fix it till it is. And I'll see you on the next video. This is Michael. I'm out. And remember, 1 hour a day. And what some people have given me feedback on is the fact that 1 hour a day, once they get started on something, just go out there and get that 1 hour done. They'll get out there and they're like, next thing you know, they look out, oh, it's been 1 hour and 15 minutes. But it ain't done yet, so they want to keep going. A lot of times your 1 hours are turning into 2 hours, are turning into 3 hours, and that's good. It's really good, folks, to stay active. I do appreciate you sitting around in your relaxing time, in your evening time, or when you're on break and watching these videos. I very much appreciate it. But I also want you to stay active. I want you, because part of being healthy is staying active. That's all I got to say about that. It's Michael. I'm out. Hot diggity, I got my camera back. Woo-hoo. Okay. You, sir, get to go to the sink because you have no electronic parts on you.